Shalom. I'm Rabbi David, and today I'm going to share a very personal story. It's a story I don't tell often because it's deeply spiritual, and frankly, some people might find it hard to believe, but it's the absolute truth. And it's the story of how I went from being a struggling, in-debt entrepreneur to a millionaire. It wasn't a business strategy or an investment tip that changed everything for me. It was a dream that I believe God gave me, which contained a secret about wealth that I had never understood before. But first, let me ask you, have you ever had a dream that felt so real, so significant that you knew it meant something? A dream that you couldn't shake, that felt like a message? Drop a comment below and tell me about it. Now, before we dive into this teaching, I need your help with something important. We're on a mission to reach 50,000 subscribers. Every single subscriber matters. Why? Because the more people who discover these ancient money secrets, the more lives we can transform, the more families that break free from poverty thinking, the more generational wealth that gets built. So if you're getting value from this content, if you believe this wisdom needs to spread, then hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a teaching that could change your financial future. And here's something special. If you want to go deeper, become a channel member. You'll get exclusive content that I don't share publicly, early access to every video, and inner circle teachings reserved for those who are truly committed. In the Torah, dreams are a primary way that God communicates with humanity. God spoke to Jacob in a dream, showing him a ladder to heaven. He gave Joseph the ability to interpret dreams, which led to him saving the entire nation of Egypt from famine. The book of Daniel is filled with divine dreams and their interpretations. Our sages teach that dreams are a glimpse into the spiritual realm, a channel through which divine wisdom can flow into our conscious minds. But in our modern rational world, we've dismissed dreams as nothing more than random firings of neurons. We've cut ourselves off from one of the most powerful sources of guidance and revelation available to us. I was the same way. I was a practical, numbers-oriented guy. I believed in hard work, strategy, and execution. Dreams were just dreams until I had the dream that changed my life. It was about 15 years ago. I was in my early 40s. On the outside, I looked successful. I had a growing accounting firm, a nice house, a beautiful family. But on the inside, I was drowning. I was deeply in debt from a previous business failure. I was working 80-hour weeks just to keep my head above water. I was stressed, anxious, and I felt like a complete fraud. I was the money guy who had no money. One night I went to bed exhausted and defeated, and I had a dream. In the dream I was standing in a vast, barren desert. The sun was beating down and I was thirsty, lost and alone. In the distance I saw a magnificent, ancient well made of beautiful hand-carved stone. I knew with a certainty that you only have in dreams that this well contained all the water I would ever need. It was a well of living water, a well of abundance. I ran to the well, my heart pounding with hope. I peered over the edge and I could see the cool, clear water shimmering deep below. But there was a problem. The well was covered by a massive, heavy stone lid. It was perfectly circular and seemed to weigh tons. I tried to push it. I threw my shoulder against it. I used all my strength, but it wouldn't budge, not even an inch. I fell to my knees in despair and cried out, "God, why? Why would you show me this abundance and make it impossible for me to reach?" Then a voice, both thunderous and gentle, spoke to me in the dream. It said, "David, you are trying to move the stone with your own strength. That is not how it works." Suddenly, standing beside the well was an old man with a long white beard and eyes that sparkled with ancient wisdom. He looked like one of the patriarchs from the Torah. He smiled at me and said, "The stone is not moved by strength. It is moved by sound." He then leaned close to the stone and whispered a single word. I couldn't hear the word, but I could feel it. It was a vibration, a frequency. And as he whispered, the massive stone lid began to tremble. It levitated effortlessly a few inches off the well, and then slid to the side, revealing the life-giving water below. I woke up, my heart racing. The dream was as vivid as if it had actually happened. I knew this was a message from God. But what did it mean? I spent weeks meditating on it, studying the Torah, praying for understanding, and then it hit me. The well represented the infinite abundance of God. The stone lid represented the blockages in my own consciousness, my fear, my doubt, my limiting beliefs, my identity as a struggling, in-debt person. I was trying to overcome these blockages with my own effort, with hard work, with sheer willpower, and it wasn't working. The secret was sound, vibration, frequency. What is the spiritual tool that operates on the level of sound and vibration? Speech, prayer, declaration, the words we speak. I realized that my words, my internal and external dialogue, were creating a reality of struggle. I was constantly saying things like, "I'm so broke, I'll never get out of this debt. This is so hard." My words were a low-frequency vibration that was keeping the stone lid of lack firmly in place. The dream taught me that I needed to change my sound. I needed to change my frequency. I needed to start speaking words that matched the frequency of the abundance I wanted to access. I started a new habit. Every morning I would stand in front of the mirror, look myself in the eye, and speak my new reality. I would say, "I am David, a beloved son of the King of the universe. I am a vessel for God's infinite abundance. Wealth and riches are in my house. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am debt-free. My businesses thrive. I am a blessing to my family, my community, and the world." The first time I did this, I felt like a complete and utter fool. My mind screamed at me, "Liar, you're broke, you're a failure." But I remembered the dream. It's moved by sound. So I kept doing it every single day. Slowly, miraculously, the stone began to tremble. Small things started to happen. An old client I thought was lost called me out of the blue with a big project. I found an error in my books that saved me thousands of dollars in taxes. I won a small contract I was sure I was going to lose. I kept at it. The declarations became more natural. I started to believe them. My identity was changing. I was no longer David, the struggling accountant. I was David, the vessel for God's abundance. As my identity changed, my actions changed. I started making bolder decisions. I raised my prices. I hired my first employee. I started looking for opportunities, not just trying to survive. I was acting like the person in my declarations. Within 6 months, my income had doubled. Within a year, I was debt-free for the first time in my adult life. Within 3 years, I was a millionaire. Nothing in my external circumstances had changed at first. The market was the same. My skills were the same. What changed was the sound, the vibration, the frequency of my being. I learned how to speak to the stone. Your reality is not created by your effort. It is created by your vibration. And your vibration is determined by the words you speak and the beliefs you hold. Here is a 3-step process to apply this principle. Step 1. Identify your stone. What is the primary limiting belief that is blocking you? Is it "I'm not good enough"? Is it "I don't deserve to be wealthy"? Is it "making money is hard"? Be brutally honest with yourself. Step 2. Find the opposite truth. For every limiting belief, there is a divine opposite truth. If your stone is "I'm not good enough," the opposite truth is "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." If your stone is "making money is hard," the opposite truth is "the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it." Step 3. Create your declaration and speak it daily. Craft a short, powerful declaration in the present tense that affirms your new identity and your new reality. Use "I am" statements. Make it personal. Speak it every morning, every night, with conviction and emotion until it becomes more real to you than your current circumstances. This is not fake it till you make it. This is faith it till you make it. You are using your God-given power of speech to align your personal vibration with the universal vibration of abundance. In Genesis 1, how does God create the world? He speaks. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. He didn't think it into existence. He didn't work it into existence. He spoke it into existence. Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them." You are made in the image of the Creator. That means you have the same creative power. You create with your words. The Talmud teaches, life and death are in the power of the tongue. This is literal. Your words have the power to create life or death, abundance or poverty, health or sickness, success or failure. Every word you speak is a seed. You plant it in the soil of the universe and it will produce a harvest. But here's where most people get confused. They think, I'll just say some positive affirmations and money will magically appear. That's not how it works. The words must be backed by belief. They must be backed by emotion. They must be backed by action. Let me tell you about Miriam, a woman I mentored. She was a single mother working a minimum wage job, living paycheck to paycheck. She had dreams of starting her own business, but she had no money, no connections, and no confidence. I taught her the principle. She created her declaration. I am Miriam, a beloved daughter of the King. I am a successful entrepreneur. I create value. Money flows to me easily. I am financially free. She started speaking it every morning and every night. But after 2 weeks, she came back frustrated. Nothing was happening. I asked her, Miriam, have you taken any action towards starting your business? She looked down. No, I don't know where to start. I said, Miriam, you're planting seeds but not watering them. You're speaking words but not backing them with action. The universe is waiting for you to move. I helped her identify a skill she did have. She was an excellent cook. People were always complimenting her food. I said, start there. Make meals and sell them to your neighbors and coworkers. Start small, but start. She was terrified, but she did it. She made 5 meals and sold them for $10 each. She made $50. It wasn't much, but it was a start. It was action. It was water for the seeds. She kept speaking her declarations and she kept taking action. She made more meals. She started getting repeat customers. She started getting referrals. Within 6 months, she was making an extra $1,000 a month. Within a year, she quit her minimum wage job and was running her catering business full-time. Within 3 years, she was making 6 figures. The words planted the seeds. The faith watered them. The action gave them sunlight. And the harvest came. This is the formula. Words plus faith plus action equals manifestation. Now let me address a question I know some of you are asking. Rabbi, is this just the law of attraction? Is this New Age stuff? No, this is ancient biblical truth. The law of attraction is a secular, watered-down version of a spiritual principle that has been in the Torah for thousands of years. The difference is this. The law of attraction says you are the source. The Torah says God is the source and you are the vessel. You are not creating abundance out of thin air. You are aligning yourself with the abundance that already exists in God. You are tuning your frequency to the frequency of the divine. Proverbs 18:21 says, Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. You will eat the fruit of your words. Choose your words wisely. I call my practice the stone-moving declaration. It's a declaration you can use to start speaking to the stones in your life. Feel free to adapt it to your own situation. But here's a template. I am your name, a beloved child of the Most High God. I am made in His image and I carry His creative power within me. The stone of my limiting belief has blocked my well of abundance for too long. But today I speak to that stone. I command it to move. I declare the opposite truth. I align my frequency with the frequency of miracles. I am a vessel for God's infinite abundance. Wealth flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved. And so it is. Amen. Speak this every morning for 30 days. Speak it with conviction. Speak it with emotion. Speak it until you believe it. And watch the stone begin to tremble. The dream I had 15 years ago changed my life. But it wasn't the dream itself that made me a millionaire. It was what I did with the dream. It was the action I took. It was the faith I cultivated. It was the words I spoke day after day, even when I didn't see results. You don't need to have a dream from God to apply this principle. The principle is already in the Torah. It's already in the scriptures. It's already available to you. Your well of abundance is waiting for you. The water is there. The stone is blocking it. But you have the power to move that stone. You have the power of speech. You have the power of faith. You have the power of action. Stop trying to move the stone with your own strength. Stop exhausting yourself with hustle and grind. Learn to speak to the stone. Learn to align your frequency with the frequency of abundance. Learn to become a vessel for God's blessings. Shalom. And may your words create the reality you desire.